Okay, now it's time to remove the intake manifold. You can see it's really coked up in there. It's got a lot of buildup from 20 years of not being cleaned. So the manifold's held on by, I think it's 6 bolts. They're, again, the hex Allen style, 6mm. You kind of got a feel for them. They're down quite low. Now the reason why it's so nice and open back here is because we have the EGR cooler out. Check out the other videos. We're doing a video series here on removal of the EGR, the cooler, the related vacuum and coolant lines, of course. And while we're at it, you know, there's all this gunk here. I'm not going to put it on back together like this. So we're going to do this video, which is taking the intake off and cleaning it before we put it back on. So we'll get started. Now you really have to reach for these. There's 6. This one's easy, I can see it. For the most part, I'll have enough room to get a ratchet back here and start removing these. Now hopefully they aren't too tight. Yeah, they're fairly tight. I don't want to strip them. Okay, so I'm going to have to think about this. We might add some heat to those and to get them out. You do not want to strip these. Imagine trying to get those difficult to see bolts out if they're stripped. So this is a rounded one. I might go to a straight socket, a non-rounded one for a little more strength before I start reefing on it. All right, I'm going to go with just a standard 6mm socket. These long ones are nice because they're long, but they're these rounded style, so you can go into different angles. They don't bite as much. And these are pretty tight, these bolts. So I sprayed it with some goop. And now that one's loose. Okay, so I'm going to go along. I should be able to reach all of them with this little 3.5-inch extension and just a standard 6mm Allen socket. Okay, 6 bolts. They're all out. They weren't too tight, but they're a bit awkward to get to. And there's the intake manifold. See, there's one of the bolts there. I'm going to focus on that. Just a very clean 6mm hex bolt. So there's 6 of those. You see here on the manifold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the last one there. And that's all it is a little piece of aluminum. That's pretty clean here, really. Doesn't look too bad. It's just around here, but we're going to clean it up. Okay, we're going to soak the intake in a vat of biodiesel. Biodiesel is a pretty good solvent. It's actually more of a solvent than regular diesel. So we're going to fill this drain pan up with biodiesel that I made and soak the intake for a few days, and then we'll clean it up, maybe with a torch. We'll see. We'll see how much this biodiesel gets off. Okay, so here's the big vat of biodiesel. Here's our intake. We're going to soak it for a few days in here and see what happens. All right, we'll leave it there and see what it does. Okay, it's been sitting in this diesel for a couple days. See how that diesel was clear. Now it's all dark from melting all the garbage inside of this. And it does look like it's coming undone here. You can see there's gunk everywhere. It is softened quite a bit. And this side looks pretty clean in here, actually, like really clean. So I'll scrape a little more out and then we'll burn it. Okay, we're going to light this and then put air in it, compressed air. think it burned through all the carbon. All right, much cleaner now. Ready to go back on. I'm going to reuse that intake manifold gasket here, the intake gasket. Looks like it's in pretty good shape still. I'm just going to go with 2 outside bolts to begin with. And try and get it on there, then we'll put the other 4 in. But the outside ones are easy to see, easy to access. Okay, we're much cleaner now. Intake's back on, all 6 bolts are tight. Now it's a matter of putting this plastic piece back on, the plastic air intake tube. Hard part is getting it on the turbo down there, so it's getting the tube onto the turbo. And then we'll mount it back up here. And then we'll do the race pipe.